Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Today's topic is about overwhelm versus being overworked. Now, this is applicable to everybody out there for two reasons. A, everybody, including yourself, myself, we are all susceptible to overwhelm. But the second aspect is that if you are in a leadership role, so either you own your business or a business leader or manager, you are responsible for the performance of your team, which means you're responsible for the performance of other people. And one of the biggest factors, excuse me, that actually, wow, just a frog in my throat there. One of the biggest factors, before I get into this is a totally raw podcast if you haven't noticed. I do this completely unfiltered, so it's not considered like, one of those pre-scripted podcasts. It's something that is in the heat of the moment, including my coughing, because I come up with these ideas that are very relevant to everyday performance, to everyday problems that you face, I face, my clients face, and I bring these forward on this podcast. That's why this podcast has received so much positive feedback from people, because it's stuff that people deal with on a daily basis. So as soon as I deal with it with my clients or myself, I bring it up in a podcast episode. And if I cough here and there, please excuse me. So enough of that tangent. What I want to talk about is performance of other people. You are responsible for that. And one of the things that hinders performance is being overwhelmed. So when we are working with individuals, we do two things. A, we identify ways for them to improve their performance, but also remove the things that are actually slowing their performance down. That's your role as a leader, and also for yourself. You need to know what's actually slowing you down. And overwhelm is a huge factor. Aside from fear, overwhelm is one of the biggest factors that can actually stunt your success. So now that we have that out of the way, let's differentiate that from being overworked. So a lot of people in the workforce believe that people are being overworked, or they question why people feel like they're overwhelmed, because they believe that they are getting a sufficient amount of work put onto their plate, just like everybody else, and they wonder why that person is feeling overwhelmed or not performing. So if I haven't made this clear, which I probably haven't, is that the amount of work is not directly a causation of overwhelm. They are correlated, but it's not directly causing the overwhelm. What is causing the overwhelm and what causes people to not perform is their emotional and mental state. So you can and here's the easiest way to explain it. You can give two people the exact same amount of work. Let's just say we completely overload them with work. One person may feel completely okay with that. Yeah, they may be a little bit, let's just say, stressed for a little bit, but they're able to take it and they're able to perform. While the other person is not able to take it and they're feeling overwhelmed, and they're underperforming, right? So you've given each person the exact same amount of work. One person is doing it, the other person is not. And the reason is because they are feeling overwhelmed. And that is due to their own internal state. So the mistake that we make as leaders and for ourselves, is thinking that the amount of work is what is leading to the overwhelm, rather than actually getting to the root cause of the problem, which is their internal mental and emotional state. So we say, okay, maybe we'll give them less work. But that doesn't change anything, because now you've taken work away from them and they're still feeling overwhelmed, right? Then we say, okay, maybe we take a little bit more away from them and they're still feeling overwhelmed. We haven't gotten to the root cause. Then we say this person is completely not performing, and maybe we get rid of them, or we put them on a performance management plan, or we don't give them a raise. And we don't say, okay, why is this person actually not performing? And why is this person feeling overwhelmed? And that's where it's really important to sit down and identify what's happening in someone's personal life, or how they manage, or their coping mechanisms for work, or their challenges at home, or their own personal health challenges. If they don't have the right coping mechanisms or the right mental states to be able to deal with these things, they will always feel overwhelmed. And I'm sure you have those people in your life and in your business where it doesn't matter how much you give them, they always feel overwhelmed. If that is the case for you, you personally or for some of your employees, then try to get them help with dealing with their own emotional and mental and cognitive state. They may need to take a break. They may need to take some productivity courses so they feel more productive and less overwhelmed. They may need to calm down some of the challenges that they're having at home, because things like marital issues or health issues will definitely spike someone's feeling of overwhelm. The whole point here, and this is your mind shop for today, is to find out when you have an underperformer, whether that's yourself or someone else, find out what is causing them. If they're feeling A, overwhelmed, and B, why are they feeling overwhelmed? Get to the root cause. It rarely has to do with the amount of work. If you get to the root cause and give them solutions and support to be able to deal with the root cause, you will enable them or support them in actually overcoming this challenge. So that's your mind shot for today. Pick one person that's not performing. Try to figure out if it's overwhelm. And if it is overwhelm, then figure out what is happening in that person's mental or emotional state that is causing them to be overwhelmed. Get to the root cause and try to help them there. That will hopefully help them boost their performance. Hope this helps, and I wish you the very best. Take care.